Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to Bonk Update today. So here it is. Okay, you flipped this supply zone, and supply zone is something that I've noticed here. One touch here, second touch right there, third touch right over here. And the supply zone technical target, it does look like they're trying to push this from there to there. We're very close to that 39.88. Now be careful here because again, we could have been cautious, and I know we should have been cautious here. Now, anyways, but the supply zone have been flipped over. There was no retest anyways. So the next area of supply is going to be right at 3900. I think it is going to be right over here. Guys, take this very seriously. I know it's a good idea to be bullish, but take it seriously. Now, can Bonk cross and flip this supply zone as well, because you have one resistance here, another resistance right there? So is Bonk really interested to just push above here as well and maybe go to that 5,863, maybe back to the all-time high? That's the real question. Now, as far as I'm noticing, Ethereum and some of the altcoins out there, they have like another 20, especially if you look at Pepe update today. Pepe can move another 20% move to the upside, right? So from this point onwards, if Bonk does the same and move like 20%, we're looking for a target of 4447, right? And if you flip all the way to 4447, where you do something where you come up to 4447 and maybe go down for the retest eventually at some point, you could actually come down, retest 3725 and continue to the all-time high. And if you don't retest the supply zone, then you could do something where you just completely fall back down again to this previous supply zone and retest it as support, you know. So whatever is resistance is going to be retested. So for me, if crypto continues further 20%, because a lot of altcoin are still showing that they can move 20%. Solana has the ability of a 19% pump. Pepe has the ability of a 19% pump. So if basically Bonk does continue here, it's going to go to 44. Maybe let's just round off this number to like 4,500, right? That's where I think you're meant to come up to, and I think it's right at this zone. Maybe we could even do a 47.87, something like that. But nonetheless, that is if Bonk actually matches the patterns. It does have the potential to do it because it's still quite strong. Look at this. We have like 3 white soldiers, and this is weird, man, because in crypto, I think it's most of the time it's just up to what these big investors want to do, right? If you come up here and if you look at the RSI, you had initially this was your resistance is right over here, the bearish divergence is right over there. You were absolutely overbought as well. So you're really meeting all the details to just go down. But then again, so RSI is not the most important thing. Of course, you can invalidate these, and as you can see right now, it has been invalidated, and instead you're entering that department where it's absolutely, like, for the first time in, when was this? I think this for the first time after probably April. Back in April, you had this huge top right over there, and even though you had the top, right, you had the top in there, but you still continued to go even higher. Even though you have the top right over here, it doesn't really mean that you're going to actually dump down, because RSI is not like an absolute buy and sell signal. It doesn't mean that you have to hit the top and then you start to sell things. No. There are many factors, and one of the factors is that altcoins still they have a little bit more gas left in the tank to continue to climb up. As a matter of fact, it can even move more than 20%. You never know. But right now, I think that Bonk for me, maybe, just maybe, right at this 4,500 to 4,800, there could be just a very small pullback at 38.28, because this is really huge move. But then again, it's not surprising, because Bonk, when it pumps, you can see even previously there was a huge move. So this pump happened back in November 2024, and you can see how long of a downtrend, how many months it has been down. So from the top happened back in November, and then in July you have actually started to pump up. So basically this is almost like 8 months later we're talking about. So this in my opinion is, we're well deserving of this move to the upside. I think we should be good to go for that, further 20%, and then we're going to see what happens. So if you want to know what happens next, do make sure you're hitting the bell icon to get these updates, and I'm going to see you the next one. Love you.